This is Ralph with 13 Peppers, and today I'm going to show you my take on the mango habanero recipe. Today we're going to be doing my version of mango habanero hot sauce. I mean, honestly, you can go online and you can find hundreds upon hundreds of recipes where people's actually done mango habanero. Why? Because it's good and tasty. But this is kind of my own little version and stuff like that, at least the one that I've done here lately. I have done other mango habanero sauces in the past, and depending on my mood, I kind of change up the flavors, add things, take things away. And that's the nice thing with hot sauce, and what I encourage everybody to do is when you make a hot sauce, make it your own. Add your flavors, your own fruits, your own style. It's not a hard thing to actually do, and it's very hard to mess it up. So experiment and come up with a flavor that you like, but I'm going to go over here exactly what I have in this one. So I just wanted to jump right in here and let you all know I'm doing a giveaway of a bunch of my pepper, spices, and seasonings to one lucky subscriber when I do hit my goal of 5,000. And all you have to do is be subscribed, hit that like button, and leave a comment in one of my videos. I want to say thank you all very much, and now back to the video. First of all, with the blender, normally if you look at my hot sauce recipes, I actually chop everything up and then cook it for roughly 20 minutes to soften everything up, and then I put it into a blender to blend everything and make it a smoother sauce. This one I want a little bit chunkier, so this one we are going to blend before we actually cook this one. So that's going to be really the difference in this recipe, because I want it not as smooth. So let's go ahead, and in this one I am going to be using the Hawaii Beach Habaneros. Beautiful, beautiful peppers, and I'll link a video at the end of the video here to my other video that shows that my review and everything of these peppers. Wonderful, wonderful peppers. So I'm going to go ahead and start out with 6 whole ones. Okay. I'm also going to be using 1 whole mango. Okay. I'm also going to be using a cup, or maybe a little bit more than a cup, of sweet onion. Okay. And then I have 4 whole cloves of garlic, and we're going to go ahead and add in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just rough chop these up before I add the other ingredients. So would be helpful if I had plugged in the blender. Now that I have the blender plugged in like a professional, let's go ahead and rough chop this here. Now that that's rough chopped, let's go ahead and we're going to add all the other ingredients here. One thing I'm adding, which I really like, is ginger. You can use ginger powder and only use roughly about ½ a teaspoon, but I actually like freshly grated ginger. It has a whole different flavor to it, and it's just incredible when you actually go ahead and chop up your own ginger. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that. So, and that's roughly about 1 tablespoon of whole ginger. And like I said, if you use the powder, it's going to be roughly a ½ tablespoon. I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of salt. We're going to use a 1/4 teaspoon of cumin. Okay. I am going to be using a ½ teaspoon of allspice. Okay. And then I'm going to be using 2 tablespoons of honey. And then I'm going to be using a ½ cup of apple cider vinegar. Okay. Now, the good thing about this recipe, and what I actually like about it, is the addition of rum. We're not going to be adding any water. We're going to be using rum instead. I'm going to be roughly starting out with about a ½ cup. Now, this is a coconut rum. You can use any kind of rum that you want. You can use a spiced rum, regular rum, whatever you want to, but we're going to roughly put in a ½ cup. So, as you can tell, I said roughly. There we go. Okay. I'm going to get the lid on here, and then we're going to go ahead and blend this up. Now with the blender, this is roughly the consistency I want. So you still got some nice chunky big pieces in here. The red habanero adds some excellent color, but that's exactly what I am personally wanting. If you want this a little bit smoother, keep blending it for a while, but this is what I am looking for. Now that we got everything blended up, let's go ahead and set up our portable stove here. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on. I'm gonna go ahead and pour this in. Now I got everything in the pot. I have the burner turned up to high. We're gonna go ahead and heat this up. I want to bring this up to an initially into a boil. Don't even have to be a real rolling boil, just an initial boil. And then I'm gonna turn it down to a low heat and then let that simmer for roughly about 20 minutes. Now that I actually got this up to a boil, I'm gonna remove the lid. I'm gonna give it a quick stir here. That is looking good. And I'm gonna turn it down to low. I'm gonna put this lid on it and I'm gonna let that simmer on low for 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna let that cool for another 20 minutes, then come back and take care of it. Now that I have this cooled down and already here, this is actually the perfect consistency for me. So this is great, still nice chunky feel, not too runny. This is actually the perfect consistency. Now, if you want it more thicker, just keep cooking it down without the lid on it and evaporate the moisture out. Or if it is too thick, the good thing to do is go ahead and add you some more rum. So have some fun with it. But this to me is going to be the perfect consistency right here. Now, since we got the consistency, here's the important thing. Let's go ahead, let's give this a taste. So. See, I like that. I get the habanero on there too, but you also have the ginger. I love a ginger taste in there. You get the mango, and the other thing is too, is just the mouth feel. Just with the chunky pieces and everything in that, it to me is just a great mouth feel. So very, very, very nice. This is also the time when you taste it and you're about done. If you need to add anything, if you want some more, you can add nutmeg to it, either some spices, more rum like I said. Or the other thing is too, is if you want to do something spicier than habaneros, use a different pepper. They don't have to be habaneros in this recipe. And like I said many, many times, make this recipe and everything your own. Make the hot sauce for the way you want to have it. So. But this one is about good, and we're gonna go ahead and bottle some of these up here. So now these are the Woozy jars, and you can actually order these online. I'll have a link in the description here, but when you go ahead and you want to bottle them, make sure that your bottles are sanitized beforehand. These have actually done a bleach bath, the water, a little bit of bleach in it, cleaned, dried, and sanitized. So last thing you want to do is work so hard on your hot sauce, put it in a dirty container, and ruin it that way by growing mold. But make sure everything you do is clean. So we're going to go ahead and funnel, and we're going to go ahead and start filling this up. Now, last thing you got to do is just go ahead, put a cap on your bottles, and you are good to go. Now, with the recipe, I'll go ahead, I'll leave a link to the recipe and the description and everything below. But like I said, take the recipe, change what you want to do, make it your own. So, but with that, that should be about it. I want to say thank you all very much for watching the video. If you enjoyed what you saw here today, please subscribe to the channel. It does help me out greatly. Hit that thumbs up button. You can also follow me on some of my social networks, or you can actually follow me at my website down here below. There I actually post videos, recipes, and everything else I am selling between my seeds and my spices. So with that, once again, I want to say thank you all very much, and you have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day.